Hi everybody. I hope you are not disappointed. I chose to show my face just because this is not my first rodeo, and I kind of like a face-to-face thing. Not that I have anything bad to say about YouTubers or any people that prefer to not show their face and just their art. I'm fine with that. That's not a problem. But me personally, I really like to. I prefer to talk to people. So I wanted to do a sketchbook review, but I thought about it. In fact, I struggled a lot during these weeks because I didn't know how to do what was the right format, whatever was the right way of doing things. So I tried to shoot a few experimental videos and I kind of didn't like them. So ever since I finished Inktober, I've been trying out different things. Now I will keep going the time-lapse art video for sure, but I really wanted to do something else, something more. Now, I don't want to go overboard. I don't have much time, but I do want to also talk about stuff in a more informal way, so to speak. So yeah, so about Inktober, I'd sort of prefer to do a wrap-up video, sort of what I've learned, my thoughts about Inktober, and what it did for me, which in my case was a lot. And if you want to see a sketchbook review per se, I will just flip through the sketchbook in the end on a separate video, right in the end of this one, right after this FaceTime thing. But thoughts about the images, you can check every single video about them and you'll have all my thoughts about them. Reflections, I don't think there's much more to add. So that's why I'm doing this. Hopefully, what I have here isn't too bad and you can bear the look of me, just hear me out and hear what I have to say. So on that note, I have a nice sketchbook here, filled with all my Inktober drawings, and having this has proven to be quite it's made me a fan of sketchbooks. So although I've made drawings all my life, I've never, I had one sketchbook for years and I wasn't disciplined. Ever since I got this one, fulfilled the challenge, I have thought in sketchbooks. So now I think in sketchbooks. So now I really I have a few sketchbooks that I got in between. I have a gray book from the same brand as this one. This is Hanamula sketchbook for inking. It's called Nostalgia or something. I really like it. Surprisingly enough, I think these are 120 gram pages, and they can take a lot of punishment. Let's say, for example, my last one here, this one had a ton of ink. I mean, I wetted it and I wetted it and I wetted it, and these just a few days later, look at it, just perfect. Just no warping, no buckling, and nothing on the other side. In fact, the only things that passed to the other side of the only other medium that passed to the other side of the pages were the markers. Markers actually passed. Now, they didn't pass on to the next page, but it passed to the other side of the same page, which isn't a big deal, not a problem. So I am a fan of these, and all of my inking sketchbooks will most likely be of this type. I really enjoyed doing it on this one. One of the reasons why I chose the landscape format one was exactly because As I explained in another video, I was trying to constrain myself to use landscape instead of portrait. I kind of set up a number of constraints. Inktober for me was about testing me. I was using art just for work and kind of forgotten, I still do art for self-expression, but not too much, not frequently enough in my own opinion. So I just thought, I have to start doing it differently and doing it better and doing it more frequently. So there's the reason for this. What did I learn with Inktober? First, it built me up. It kind of proved to me that I can do it. I can do a long period of time doing more or less serious artwork. I took it fairly serious. I set aside about 3 hours a day for this challenge, and I still went over that time in a few drawings. I also wanted to learn how to conceptualize something based on the prompt list, on the official prompt list. Here's why. If you're an illustrator or even a tattoo artist as I am, or something that needs or uses the feedback or input of other either clients or customers or whatever, it's a good skill to have to be able to conceptualize what they give you. So instead of going the usual approach, which is if I don't like it, I'll just twist it until it becomes what I want, and then neither the client gets fully satisfied nor you gets fully satisfied, or you just outright say no, which also, you can do that. If you're in a position to do that, that's fine, but I'm personally not. And I really wanted to get this attitude in of doing the best with what I have. And that's not easy sometimes. That's simply not easy. So that's one of the reasons why, some other reasons why I went with this challenge and the way I did it. Other things were I just wanted to use black and white, at the very most grays, although in the end, the last one, I did use color. Because I was, at that point, I was like, I miss color. I need color. So it was kind of, it was becoming very important for me. So it really humbled me. I gotta say, guys, it really, really humbled me. It kind of made me not only get a lot of respect for anyone that have done it previously or does it every year, which I intend to do from now on, because wow, the amount of learning you get, it's just super valuable. In fact, my intention is, if I have the time, if I can set aside the time, I will also get into other challenges that are on other months. Comes to mind March of Robots, for example, which is in March. But even in the meantime, if I get others, and I know there's something going on right now called Slowember, also precipitated by the same, more or less the same people that did, not Jake Parker himself, but SVS, for which I've subscribed now for at least a month. I'm going to be subscribed, and I'm enjoying lots of their video tutorials. And I do think it's a great asset. If you can spare about $15 a month, you should go on there. For example, one of the most amazing tutorials that I learned a lot from was like brush pen inking by, I think it's Peter Hahn. It's a simple, very simple tutorial, and I really love those brush pens. And it talks about how to maintain them, how to reuse them, how to customize them, or the ink that flows in them. It's simple yet very, very important stuff. Then he, of course, paints something with an amazing skill that, in my opinion, if you do that for years and years, you'll get. but not otherwise. So I'm still depending on a sketch. But nonetheless, you have always a lot to learn in the way he expresses his line, and the way he talks about the way he conceives of his art, and the way he actually says that he's constantly making mistakes and going with them and just making the best of what comes out of that. So that's also something I tried with this. I tried not to be a perfectionist. I tried to simply go and not care for if I do mistakes, like if something gets somewhat wrong, not perfect, I don't care. I'm going to finish it, and it's part of Inktober. It's part of learning. It's part of failing. Is part of life. That's it. And if you don't integrate that into your life, not in like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just fail. No, but in like I tried my best, I still failed. What can I learn from this? And how can I improve it? And how can I avoid this in the future and pay attention to this particular aspect of it? So yeah, I learned a lot. I will absolutely tell you guys, anyone and everyone should do this at least once. But personally, it's a once a year thing. Do it every week. Do it every year. I will try to do that if I can. I will try to do that. It's quite incredible. So yeah, I'll just talk a little bit also about my channel. What I intend to do is, if I can, I'll make like a fixed video on Sundays, and then during the week I'll try and upload something else. For now, that's the best I can promise. I wanted to do like Wednesday and Sunday, but the truth is I have like 2 jobs, and I just can't. I don't have the time to be absolutely certain to be publishing on Wednesdays and on Sundays. So Sundays for sure. I'll work on it during the week, but Wednesdays will be fairly difficult. And on Sundays I'll probably just do a time-lapse video with something I'm drawing or doing or painting or whatever, and talk of any subject that comes up or you guys suggest to me. And that's what I'm thinking of doing. If you guys have any opinions on that, I even thought about doing like a series like Sketchbook Sundays or something, but you know what, it's limiting. I don't want limits for now. I still don't know where I'm going to go with this, or which formats, or which things I'm going to broach. So I think I need to get regular and learn with it and involve with it, and with your guys' help and my effort as well, I think I can do something that's interesting, and maybe even I can get relevant one day. Who knows? So that's it, guys. I'm going to leave you with a small video with me leafing through this very quickly, just leafing through this book, so that you can just see how cool it is to have a single piece with everything that you've done on Inktober. It's really nice to just be able to leaf through it and just have all the drawings in one place. So, before I forget, I just want to do one last remark on this. You're going to see a drawing, which is this one here. And you'll notice that this drawing isn't featured anywhere. And I'm not going to feature it. Well, I might even feature it. This was a failure. This was long, the prompt long, and it didn't satisfy me at all. I felt really like, I want to do another. I felt like I wanted to do more, actually. So that's when I came up with this one here right next to it. And this was my final. I actually talk about that in the video, but so you don't find it weird that I have that one, here it is. Here it is, the explanation for that. So without further ado, I'll leave you guys with that video, and I'll see you next week. And I hope you're all well, and this is it. This is the start of officially starting this channel. So see you next week.